Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hi, Isabella. Hi, everybody else that's joining in now. I'm so excited for today's class. We are going to be doing Coraline, which I watched for the first time, and man, it's a creepy movie. I'm not gonna lie. It was real weird, and so I'm excited to try to recreate it because it was real trippy, and I'm excited to talk about it with you guys too. All right, so for today, we've got our morning game plan. So, what I like to do for anybody that's new is I like to go over what we're going to do in the episode before we do it. So, if you look up the top, you see the timeline. We start off with our art review, which is where we review our art from last episode. Then we do our quote of the day and our morning mindfulness. And those are to get ourselves into the right headspace so that we're inspired, so that we're excited to draw, and we feel like a little bit of that energy flowing through us. Um, and it's important to get into the right headspace too, because um, if we don't, you might have some unresolved feelings that will come out as a frustration in your drawing as opposed to being able to put those feelings into your drawing. Sometimes, if you don't know what you're feeling, it can just be irritating. And then once you find out, you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. Then we're going to do our first morning art activity, which we have an icon up there. And then we do our karate break, which is we take a pause to stretch our bodies, to get up and move a little bit. And that helps us stay active in our drawings so that our drawings don't get kind of stiff and like we don't get hunched over in our drawings. Gets the oxygen flowing too. And then we have our second drawing icon, which are those two little drawing icons are like hints at what we're going to be drawing today. Then I give you guys your challenge of the day. We check to see if we have any morning mail, and then we say our goodbyes, and then yeah, and then we have a lot of fun. So for last episode, hi Jet, I see you in the chat. For last episode, we did drawing Avatar, The Last Airbender, and we did a creature mashup, which was a lot of fun. So you guys picked these two creatures to mash up. It was like a butterfly and a bird. And then I took it to final right here, and I drew this final one. And it was a lot of fun with doing that with you guys. We came up with like a lot of cool creatures, and yeah, and it was fun, and I hope that you guys did too. So if you guys would like to submit any of your artwork, you can do it at my email at noahpontana@gmail.com right there, or at teacher.noah on Instagram, and I'll see it if you tag me in it or like send it to me in a DM. So our morning quote of the day today is by Tadahiro Usugi, I think. Usugi. I think that's how you say it. Now, Tadahiro is a Japanese concept artist heavily influenced by the late 50s and 60s. He's an American illustration, and kind of like what you would see in Mad Men, that TV show that takes place in the 60s. Now, if you look up right behind me, right here, he uses a really cool style where it's kind of like a sketchy paintbrush with a very simple shapes, but basic shapes. And then over there, you see one of his illustrations that he did. These ones right behind me, those were for Coraline. Those are some concept art for Coraline. And he was the head concept artist for Coraline, the movie. Now, Henry's, which is the last name of the director of Coraline, he only told Tadahiro one thing. He said, design with your own ideas, but we would love to see something we'd never seen. We would like to see something we've never seen before. So they really wanted him to have creative freedom and ability to try out whatever he wanted. Excuse me. and yeah, to try out a lot of different kinds of I got a frog in my throat, approaches for Coraline, which you can see because it has a lot of like crazy different looks to it. And I love that each of the characters has such a different like body shape too. That's really cool. So as we take a moment to breathe, I invite you to close your eyes and think about all the experiences you've already had growing up. It's fascinating to think that no one else in history of the world has exactly had the exact same experiences as you have. So, art can be an incredible way to a tool to share these experiences with others and connect on shared experiences too. As we move on to the next portion of class, I invite you to take this opportunity to use your art to share something about how you currently feel about your life. Um, what was something that I noticed in Coraline was that one of her struggles that she was going through was that she felt very disconnected from everybody around her because nobody really understood what she was saying or thought about what she was saying, um, and couldn't understand what she was talking about. She was just on a totally different plane and page as everybody else, as her parents and even the neighborhood adults in the town. And she felt very isolated, and that could be a really scary feeling sometimes when you feel all alone. And it's one of the worst feelings that you can feel. And it was really cool. I think that through art, you can connect with people and you could express some of your feelings. And then you could at least see it outside of yourself. So it doesn't feel like it's just on a page. It feels like it's outside of your body, and you can look at it and observe it instead of feeling like it's just all trapped inside you. So as we move on to the next portion of class, I wanted to talk to you guys about the concept art of Coraline. So this was the original comic book or graphic novel for Coraline. This is what she looked like. That was her dad, and that's her and her mom sleeping. This was some of the creepy pictures that they drew. It was really weird. She's eating like beetles. It looks like. And you could tell that they've definitely taken some creative liberties when they design the final one. Let's see. So here was the artist that we were just looking at, Tadahiro, and I thought it would be cool to try to draw it in his style, try to draw ourselves in his style, and then we can try to create them out of clay. So if you have any clay, break that out too. We're going to use that for the second portion of the class. But for right now, we're going to look at how he created Coraline in his own style while drawing it. And you can kind of tell with the skinny legs and the kind of the big head, like the oval-ish head, that it's definitely very much stylistically his own. And definitely a big jump from this one right here, too. So let's see. Okay. So to get this style... I think I'm going to start with a very scratchy brush that he uses, which looks very much like, let's see, I think under inking we could find a good one. Let's try something like this, the Pandani. It's still pretty clean, actually. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. This one looks good. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple loose sketches. I'm going to try to draw myself in his style. And I think I'm going to start with some skin color first, because that's kind of like what it looks like he does. Okay, let's see what else we got. And what's cool is I feel like I always learn a lot from. Let's see what color is my onesie. Um, from practicing and like seeing what other artists do. I would never want to copy their illustration exactly, but sometimes to copy their style, you can learn a lot about their approach, and you can find new ways to approach yours. Good morning, Mo. Hey, Jet. Hey, Isabella. Hey, everybody else. How are you guys doing today? Let me know. Um, is everybody back in school already? It seems like my Parks and Rec kids that I was teaching on Tuesday, that they were saying that they were all back in school now. Is everybody back? I feel like we could stretch this body out a little bit. It's a little bit too normal, I feel like. Have you all watched Coraline? I was reading an article on it too about these psychologist students, these psychology students. They picked movies to analyze to see what were the different symptoms of different movie characters, TV show characters. And instead of being like, this person is exemplifying this uh, psychological disorder or like mental disorder, they were like, what could be going on behind it? And I know you guys were interested in like what was dissecting what goes on inside our brains, and it was really interesting. They talked about how um, they believe that on top of her feeling very isolated and alone, and kind of potentially maybe having schizophrenia, they were saying that she was also a victim of being poisoned, which is she kind of alludes to in the movie, and that part of what the mom is growing is actually poison that is used in psychology or is used in this to make somebody feel sick or ill, and that's a whole other psychological symptom of where patients or people try to make themselves feel or make themselves appear sick, not necessarily to gain sympathy, but to um, it's a disorder, so they don't actually know 100% why everybody that does it. And I know there was a show about that where there was a mom, and I think it was her it was like her adopted daughter or her real daughter, and she like was poisoning her daughter to make her sick. Um, I think to get money from the government, but it was also like a little bit of it to keep the daughter like dependent on her. It was pretty twisted, and they were saying that that seems to be why what might be happening in Coraline, based off of the clues, and and yeah, it was really fascinating because they go through an actual psychological analysis of like how um, like what could be the cause of what was going on in Coraline. So I shaved off my beard, so I just have kind of like scruff and a mustache. So let's add that in now too. Oh, you haven't seen it yet, Jet. Yeah, it's a pretty creepy movie. It's actually, I don't think it's for kids, to be honest. Like, even though it's kind of made as a kids movie, but I think under further or investigation, people were like, yeah, this is a pretty dark movie. I've seen parts of it, like the part with the bead eyes. Yeah, it's really weird. The fact that the mom was trying to sew bead eyes. Definitely a lot of um, gaslighting and manipulation going on there. And today I'm wearing orange Crocs, so I'm going to be drawing those in too. There we go. I'm looking at it right now in my hand. Okay. I'm gonna have a lot of like outfit of the day drawings after this quarantine is over, and they're all gonna look the same. I feel like. All right. Salmon colored. Wait, I've heard about that part. Is one of the reasons I'm not watching the movie. Yeah. Salmon colored. No, orange. I'll watch it after. You gonna watch it, Jet? All right. Beware. I think if you've ever seen Tim Burton's other things. They're kind of, it's in a similar vein for sure. But this one I think breaks a new level because it's a little bit. I think it's like just, I don't know. It's weird. It's definitely a weird movie. Um, it just goes dark with like the fear and stuff that she has. So, um, let's see, they're pretty minimal with the lines. In this drawing. Let's see. It's actually very dark. What are you talking about? I've seen The Matrix. Oh, Coraline is good. Crocs. Yep, Crocs. Heathers is probably the scariest movie. Heathers. Ooh, The Matrix. I haven't seen that one in a long time. That one seems like a fun one to watch again, though. Was that one dark or was it just like? I forget. I don't remember it being like scary. Okay, I think that's good for right now. I think that's pretty Coraline-esque. Okay. Um, Now let's pause and we'll take our karate break, which I'm very excited for. Okay. Um, let's see. No, I was saying that Heather's is dark. I haven't seen. What's Heather's? Should I watch that? Let's see. All right, just put Heather's on my list to watch. All right, so for karate break, if you're new here or if you're used to this, you guys know that I've been doing karate for a really long time. This is me when I was a kid. I think I was like 8 or 9 here. Um, this was my karate school that I went to in Clifton, New Jersey, and I stayed there from the age of 7 to like into my 20s. And it was really fun, and I ended up teaching there for a little while too. And so what I like to do, and what we used to do in the class was play a game called Sensei Says, which you can see behind my head. It was scary because how many parts surprise you? Oh, gotcha. Um, I'm no good at this. Karate, Sensei Says, well, this is the first time for everything, so let's try it out. what I start to do is with the kicks, then the blocks, and then the attacks. And we go to, we kind of like Simon Says, if I say Sensei says, then you do the move. If I don't, then you don't do the move. So let's try this out. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. All right, easy enough. Back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says side kick. Front kick. All right. That was like our little warm-up, phase 1. We have 3 phases. So let's do round phase 2 with the blocks. Ready? Sensei says rising block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says parry. I think that's everything. Yeah. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says front kick, side kick. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says parry, front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. All right. If you're still in, you're still in. Jet, did you get out already? All right. Let's try one more round. Okay. Here we go. This is going to be with the attacks. Here we go. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says reach hand. Sensei says vertical fist, like this, vertical fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick, back kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block, down block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says shuto. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says down block, front kick, side kick. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says back kick. Still it was pretty close, so okay. All right. Very nice job, guys. We're going to call it there, and we're going to switch on to a new portion, okay? And let me get my camera all set up. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Still in, it was pretty close. Like, nice job, Isabella. All right, and let's see. Here we go. Boom, there we go. Perfect. Just gonna size that up. Perfect. All right, cool. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to create, because Coraline was made in claymation, which means they animated clay, which is a really difficult thing to do, and it takes a lot of time. But we're going to try to not animate in clay, but we're going to create myself, my character, in clay. So I got some clay. I think this is I got from Target. This is only, I think, $3. So, oops, okay. So it's pretty inexpensive if you want to try to get your own and try out to make yourself in clay. So let's start with the Crocs, since we already have some orange right here. And I'm going to put it on this plate and try to fit them on this plate so that where we have not my table getting messy. All right. And I also got these tools. These were tools that I got from a friend. This one I bought from an art store called Kemper Tools. And it's got this little, I think it's for sculpting. I got this. And then on this side of it, it's got this little guy for sculpting, which is kind of cool. And then these tools right here all have different kinds of like points on the tips. And they're actually files, so we'll see how much I use these ones. I think this one I might use a lot, if you look. Yeah. Okay, anyway, put that right there for now. Let's see how far we can get with using our fingers. All right, clay is always a nice thing to try out to use for fun, just because it's still in, pretty close, still in. Oh, nice job, Isabella. Okay. It's just nice, I think, especially if you're in an art block, to try something new. And it keeps your ideas fresh. All right, I feel like that's a pretty good crock. I'm going to create another little strip. My cousins say that when you put the little, like, the heel strap on, that's like you going turbo when you put it on the heel. I usually don't go turbo though, especially not when I'm doing class. There we go. I guess I will use this one really quick. Okay, here we go. Dot, 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 dot. I used to make my friends out of clay. It was kind of a weird thing to do. But I guess they thought it was kind of cool because some of my friends still have them, and they showed me them recently. There we go. That's a pretty good crock, I feel like. All right, let's make another one. I guess if we want to, we can make a little hole for my leg to fit in. Slider's just been chilling on the floor this whole time. Maybe I'll show him in a second. Then you wrap the other colors around it. The orange is supposed to be the molding clay. Oh, Jet, no way. Okay. Is that why there's a huge chunk of it? Okay. The molding clay. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, you guys are clay. Clay. Jet, do you use clay a lot? Let me see the cracks. Oh, they do have a little. There we go. It's really cool, and it's funny. Like with Oh, there we go. That's a better view. They do have a videos of the people making the claymation, and it's always really cool that they use like different faces, so they'd actually not just like try to reanimate the clay, which is what some people did do, where they'd actually bend the clay. Okay, there's my other crock. Here we go. Okay, not bad. Let's move on to the skin color. Do you guys have any suggestions on how to make skin color? I usually go with probably a little bit of. Do I need white for anything else? No, I don't. Okay, good. White. Probably some pink and yellow. Should do it. Maybe orange, but I usually don't use orange when I make skin colors. Let's get rid of this. Let's see what happens when we mix pink and yellow. Those are so cute. Thanks, it has a little orange in your skin. That's what I was thinking, right? A little orange, but I don't usually mix orange with. Oh, that's actually pretty close. Look at that. When I do watercolors, but I know it's different for everything. I usually use beige for my skin color, but orange, yellow, and white should work. Okay, yeah, maybe a little bit of white. Not that tan. Right, eating my nice Krispies. You're eating your Rice Krispies. I used it once before. Over here. Oh, nice. You're just enjoying the show, Jet. Thanks, Adasa, for my cute little Crocs. I think my mom got me these ones. I forgot. I have black ones too. I forget which one she got me. She got me one pair, I think. All right. This feels like a pretty good color, I think. I just need to make more of it now. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna actually use the rest of the pink and the yellow. I'll add some white too. Let's throw a little orange in there too. Boop. Okay. I always love seeing clay, how it blended colors, because it's like kind of like paint, but it's like slower. Ooh, and I also have to make brown. I got the salmon colored Crocs. Oh, nice. They're not salmon though, they're orange. Look at, I'll show you one. That's pretty orange, right? Okay, I just need my feet, really just my ankles really, and the tops of my feet. And let's start there. It does make your hands smell like clay though. No, I need pink. Wait, what? Pink for my belly. Oh, no, I can use purple and white, right? I think that's what this color is. I guess it is kind of pink. I do have one more box though, so we're good if we really do need it more. See? So right now I'm trying to make my ankles. I'm trying to do this kind of shape. Oh, that's still pretty big actually. There we go. It's gonna be my foot. It's so funny working with clay, I feel like. All right, that's salmon, not like an orange or butterfly. What? Butterfly is not a color? Get out of here. Salmon? I thought salmon was like pink. Didn't Ross and Friends have a shirt that was salmon, and it was like it was really pink? Okay, there we go. Okay. Now let's try the blue parts. We'll save the head and stuff for. I'm just gonna build it. I think we might actually have to use. Definitely. I'm gonna mix the two blues together. Oh, see, this is salmon. See, this is orange, and this one is salmon, I think. These have even more colors. What the? Look at all these colors in this one. Okay. I'm gonna grab me Cheetos. Go get those Cheetos, Jet. Yes, pink orange. Isabel is so right. What did she say, Isabel? I finished my Rice Krispie treat. Depends on the butterfly. Oh, that's salmon, not like an orange. Salmon is like pink orange color. I feel like you guys are just saying, repeating yourself. Isabella said, salmon is like a pink orange color. Yeah, okay. But I don't think my shoes are salmon. I feel like there's no pink in them. Alright. The goal here is to try to create this to finish my character, so we gotta move fast. Okay. What's up, Slider? How you doing? He's just like hugging a wall right now. I think he's had a rough night. Okay, it does help having like the picture reference. Even if I knew what I was gonna do, it just helps like to not have to make so many decisions at the same time. And it's like now I'm like, okay, I could just kind of trace over my drawing. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not gonna be enough. Okay, I think we're gonna have to use your little technique here. Maybe I'll have a salmon body instead. That'll be my body. I'm gonna make some legs. I'm gonna put these guys, oops, over here so I don't mess them up. Okay. Like salmon, are you talking about the inside or the outside? As in cooked or raw? Okay. Well, wait, are you talking about... I was talking about the inside of my character. This is like, so this is going to be... But I think salmon, when you're talking about the color, I think they're talking about the inside. Because when you eat salmon, it's pretty pink. With the detective skills. You guys are so funny. You guys are so hilarious. Okay, here we go. This looks like me, right? Or at least my legs. That didn't help. I'm cracking up. She's a true scientist. Alright, let's see if I can, so what do? You just flatten this, Jet? Is this right? Is this you flatten this like this? Almost like fabric, and you lay it around. Oops, it's ripping. Okay. I guess we could smooth it out later. That works pretty good. No, this would be easier if you had wires. Yeah, I know, Jet. I was looking at that. I actually bought wires once, but I think I bought the wrong wires. But I was thinking it would be cool to have it wire framed so that I can like move it and stuff once it kind of dries. But maybe that'll be another class. Good idea. That maybe this is just gonna be more like a statue instead of claymation. Try not to mix it. Okay, I'll try. I'm just trying to get it covered so that you can't see any salmon color yet. Oh, what the heck? Okay, that definitely mixed a little bit. I remember there was this YouTuber that I followed when like YouTube first came out, and his name was Knox Corner, and he made like these claymation, but it was just like really crude claymation, but it was really funny. Me and my brother loved it. You need small ones. Small ones, what? Do people actually like map out the fabric when they do this like this? Like as if they're cutting. Or small ones wire, maybe that's what you're talking about. I think if I use this purple and this white. Oh, I don't have much more white though. Okay, this should be the good color for my chest piece. Small wires, yes, I love it. Use small ones. Who do you love? Puppets? You remember when I made a puppet? Do you guys see that episode? That was pretty funny. I still have that puppet though. Not throwing him out. Mm-mm. It came out pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. Okay, let's see. That's pretty big, actually. Too big. Thanks for the tip about the salmon, the salmon body jet. That I totally would have not had enough clay. Boom, like that. Okay, so let me just fill in. I think I'll use this orange, not the salmon, for my arms. We should just have enough, actually. That's very interesting. So much useful junk around. Oh, yeah, the... yeah, Knox Corner was... Oh, you love Knox Corner. That's what you're saying. Oh, yeah, yeah, Knox. I think it's with a K-N-O-X. Yeah. Yeah. That was actually funny, that puppet day. I forgot why it happened, but like I was running late and I didn't have time to get supplies before, so I had to leave that morning before the morning cartooning to go buy supplies at Target. I think I got some the day before, but there was still some left that I needed to, or that I thought of at the last minute. And so I ended up having to get like those makeup things, the makeup smudge thing, the whatever it's called, smudger. And I got that like literally that morning. I was like, if it doesn't have it, then I was just gonna figure out something else and have to use, I don't know, food or something. Knox Corner, yeah, Knox Corner was awesome. I should see if he's still on YouTube, or if he's like his videos at least are still on there. I probably wouldn't think they were like as funny as I did, but yeah. Okay, this is pretty good. This clay is pretty easy to smooth. Okay. Let's put the arms on. Your guy looks like the Among Us guy, but long legs. He's a little bit of like a mix of like Slenderman and like and Among Us. Makeup smudge thing. Yeah, that thing. Not gonna lie, I think I crushed that arm. That looks perfect. I know he'll totally look like Among Us before I put the head on with just the patch in the front. This room is way too small still. This room might have been too long. All right, now the moment of truth. Let me try to put some blue around it. Okay, please don't crush any arms. Yeah, I know, right? So question, when I'm doing these shows, do you guys usually just like, are you guys mostly drawing along, or are you guys just like entertained and watching? What's typically going on with you guys? Yeah, still a little bit left underneath the arm that I have to cover up right there. It's starting to like stick to my hand. I think my hands are getting like too warm. I'm gonna have clay up my nails like for the next week and a half. A mugus with arms? What's a mugus? Okay, let's see if I can use this little smudge tool to clean up that armpit area. No, that's not the right part tool. Okay. Oh, it's Among Us. Amogus. Like Chungus? Mostly when I have none of materials. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Do you guys all have tablets? Do you guys draw with tablets? Or you guys draw traditional medium with like paper and pencils? I'm the fat meme god. Somebody's got to be, I guess. Trying to rolling pin this guy a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's see if this will work. Okay, a few parts left uncovered. Maybe I have to do this in 2 parts. That's perfect because we're almost out of blue. Okay, very effective. Were you being sarcastic? Very effective. Only covers half. Okay. There we go, a little wavy arm. Like that. Okay. This I'll put the hood on the back. All right. Dang, that hood came out good. Okay, one more hood. Save a little bit of blue just in case we need to cover up some extra areas. I've said 10 things in a row and nobody else is. Is there nobody else? I always just assume that everybody else is like working on their own projects if they're not commenting. Okay. There you go. I feel like it's coming off way more bluer than it looks in real life. I don't know if that looks any different. I don't know. It's coming out pretty blue on camera. Okay. Let's put... Stretch it out a little. No! Just ripped it. Alright. Boom. Nice. Okay, here we go. Oops, no. Oh man, it's already 11 already. Alright. I guess everybody's off probably. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pause for right now. I will finish the rest, and I'll show you how it comes off. Comes out next week. Our challenge of the day is to thanks, Jet. Our challenge of the day is to create yourself in your favorite claymation style. So it doesn't have to be Coraline. It could be like Wallace and Gromit. It could be I should have thought of more. Wallace and Gromit. There's other ones. Oh, Paranorman is the other one that was really cool. I think. What was that Yeti one? Was that claymation or even like Frosty the Snowman, like Rudolph? There's so many different like cool styles that you can try to make. So yeah, try to make yourself in a claymation style and show it to me. Send me a picture of it next week. Send it noahfontana@gmail.com, at teacher.noah on Instagram. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe. You could donate below. There's a link. You could comment what you'd like to draw next if you have any suggestions. And next week, you guys recommended we draw Broadway's Annie because you had a really fun time doing our other Broadway shows. So we did Wicked, and I think The Lion King too. We did. So check out those episodes if you haven't seen them yet. But if you have, tune in next week for Broadway's Annie that we're gonna do. All right, everybody. I will see you next Saturday. Bye.